everybody, I'm back with another badass video. I got giveaways. I've got good, bad, and ugly Triton coming at you now. But first, let's give this Lifeboat Saver away. We're gonna give this away. I'm just holding it here because I'm just doing this stuff right here. We're gonna give it away right now to, don't mind me, I'm just falling over. All right, here we go. We're giving it away. A lot of subs on this. You guys submitted a lot of stuff. It was hard to get to it. We limited it down to about 4 or 5, then we went to 3, then we went to 2, and then I picked this one because every time I read this one, it makes me laugh a little bit. So this came from Tim Hammerlund, 4725. 4725, Tim, you are our winner. Here you go. Are you ready, guys? Sit back, relax, kick your feet up, and enjoy this. All right. Steering hooked up backwards, question mark. That's what he said. I'm like, oh, I've been there. Kind of relate. Not to this level. All right. How about running a 26-foot lifeboat into a 1,052-foot aircraft carrier? That's right, 26-foot lifeboat, running it right into a fucking aircraft carrier. A+. I love it. I'm already laughing. I worked on a boat shop on the USS JFK. The last time we had a lifeboat in the water, the steering gear bearing went bad. We pulled it apart. We pulled it out. No bearing replacements. The guys that ran the forklift shop said, first off, he's talking to the guys in the forklift shop. The guys in the forklift shop said, we have one just like that. We got it right over here on the shelf. Looks just like it. Drop right in. All right, the whole steering gear was identical on the outside. After we installed the gear, we dropped it into the boat, or dropped the boat in the water, about 30 feet down, mind you. And then we found out that the forklift steering is backwards from the normal shit. Backwards. So hit it, crank on it to get away. I can see what's happening. Didn't occur to us, not even our chief, we made a turn away from the ship and drove the 26-foot lifeboat right in the side of the aircraft carrier. It was a bad time to find out with the ship's XO and the chief engineer looking down. Hey guys. Looking down at us, shaking their heads, talking about feeling like idiots we did that day. What a great story. Just trying to get the boat to be operational, to get it in the water so the lifeboat is working, and it now steers left when you go right. Right into the side of a fucking aircraft carrier. I could only imagine. You're like this big to that thing. Like, woo! What are you guys doing? What a great day. What a great day. There was a ton of other ones. There was a ton of, what was the one with the guy with fuel system, tried to blow his garage up? That guy was cool. I mean, if you weren't reading them, you're missed out. I mean, just go read the comments for sure. And you can still comment if you want to, if you did something, that's cool. But that's it. Tim Hammerlund, 7425, you are getting a Bass Boat Saver complete kit with a $50 cash inside of it, courtesy of Bass Boat Saver. Make sure you go like and find Bass Boat Saver for me. Go over to their site, comment, do whatever you're gonna do. Call them, tell them you're getting something free from Team Marine. I love it. Bass Boat Saver is the best cleaning company in the industry by far. They are great, made in the USA, 100% awesome. Get a hold of them, order some stuff if you haven't. Jordan, put a link somewhere. Put a link and we'll go from there. Let's get to this video, Jordan.
Yep. Good,
bad, and ugly Triton. Triton of today?
Triton of all time.
Of all time.
Yep.
Start to finish.
Yep.
All right. From Earl to Mercury to where we are today. To Johnny. Earl, Merc, Johnny. Here we go. All right. Are we starting with good because we want to?
Yeah.
What is the good, Jordan, you think? You give me what you think is the good.
From what the internet says?
You can use that.
Some of them are fast.
They are fast. Earl built them, they're fast. Set up correctly, they're an extremely fast boat, pretty well riding boat. And I will give them that for sure. If we're talking about good, we are going to say, I think the hull was a great hull. I think it fished pretty nicely. The only thing I didn't like about it, my brother had one, I fished on a couple of them. They kind of teetered and rocked when you stood on the deck, like they kind of, but it worked. I mean, we were able to fish 2 guys out of a 19 footer, like up front, like 2 guys, and never really had a problem. The fishability, I think, was really well, and they were fast. They were fast boats. They had a great look to them. They were designed really well for big people. My brother was 6'11", and he could stretch his legs out in it on a 19 footer underneath the console, easy to get in and out of the console. I think the original designs, the early designs of the Triton were really nice. They were really nice boats, and they were fast, and I think a lot of people extremely like them. And like I said, I don't see anything really bad about the early ones. They were just a really good boat, and I think if we're talking about good, we're talking about early Triton. We're talking about speed and build. They were there. I mean, they had it when Earl was running that show. They had it for sure. The bad, if we're talking bad, I would say throughout is when I said build before, I'm talking hull itself, how it was built. Now we're talking about the cosmetics portions. They used plastic. And they used plastic, and they ran screws in as far as they'd go, and they were this long, and they broke. The plastic broke. There is so many of them with busted plastics. And I say that like dash panels are broke. The black molded shit that they used is broke. We've had to reinforce like 4 of them this year because they're literally just falling apart. You can get parts for them. All their switch panels would crack and break, and they didn't really get into, if they would have done the Legend route when it came to that, like high end aluminum, and taking the time to make it like really, really pristine, and like, because they had the layout and they had the hull and they had big deep rod lockers, they had good storage for what they were doing at the time, early, even mid-range of what they were. I think if they would have just switched over to a little bit better fit and finish, can we call it? You know, just the finished portion, not the hull, not the carpet, not the seats. They did have some seat problems too, but they warrantied a lot of that. They warrantied my brother's seats actually about 3 years after he had it. They warrantied them. But I'm just saying the fit and finish, the little plastic pieces, if they would have gone aluminum like Legend was doing, I truly think they would have been one of the highest level boats at the time. Today's world, I'm not even looking at today's world Tritons. They're still fast, but I mean, you might as well get to the ugly. They're going away. I mean, let's just be done. I mean, I think that they're going away. I think that's the ugliest part of it, that they are going away. It's just another boat that shouldn't go away that's going to go away. Because I think there's a huge following there. I think what they have with how they're doing it with Ranger, Nitro, Triton, I think they just see Triton in the way of what they're doing. It costs money to build that boat. If we don't have a Triton, they'll get in a Nitro, you know, that type of thing, or they're going to have to pick a Ranger. But that's going to be the ugly. The uglies, they're going to be gone. I think they're going to be gone. This economy right now is probably hurting them because it's hurting everybody. It's slowed everything down. So you got to pick and choose, right? So I mean, I think they're gonna be gone. I think it's gonna be ugly. It's bad. It's just bad when boat companies have to go away. It's just bad because that's a trend I don't think we want to see in the industry. I think you want competition. As a consumer, you want competition, obviously, for pricing. You can see what's happening right now with bass boats, right? The introductory 19 footers with 200s, 225s are what, 64, 65? With 2 units, 2 10s, right? No poles, jack plate, manual maybe, but I mean, you're getting into it for 64, 65,000. Icon's got one, 19 footer, right? 20 footer with a 225. I think the pricing on it's a 200 boat because it's like 64, isn't it? Or something. I think they're just under the Phoenix price of 65 something or 66. But that's you get a 20-foot boat for 225 for probably 68. 69 maybe with 2 graphs, no poles. You can get in it then, at least for that. I mean, that's becoming the competition part of trying to lure in the consumer. because I don't think there's going to always be the group of consumers, not to get off the beaten path, but there's always going to be the consumers that's going to buy a Skeeter, going to buy a Phoenix, going to buy a Basset Cat, going to buy a Ranger, because there's groups that just are part of what they do. Problem is sometimes those groups aren't big enough, right? You lose 10, 15 over here that jump ship, so they're not really true people, but not loyal to the brand, but they jump ship and then they gain boat sales, and the price is to lure you in. You got to start somewhere, right? I mean, I think the days of selling a bunch of $100,000 boats are going to slow down. You know, I think it peaked up and it went off, and I think the net is over the lion. Let's just say it's slowing down a little bit. We're just putting the tranquilizer in. But Triton itself was a great boat. It was a great boat. Was fortunate enough to rig a couple of them this year, and to see the inside of some of them older ones. And I've been around them. They had pump things too, kind of like, you know, it was like they over-engineered the pump thing, Stratos deal, and but they were good. They were a good boat. They ran good. They ran hard. You know, they cornered well. They're a good boat. They're fast. 19-footers were fast. 20-footers were fast. 21s were a little slower, but they were still pretty quick. So I think if you talk about the good, we got speed. The bad is probably their fit and finish when it comes to plastics and around the dash and how they did that, because all that shit's falling apart. And the ugly is I think they're going away. I think they're going away. So it's kind of bad. It's a bad deal. But I still think buying a 90s Triton is a good idea. A late 90s Triton, you know, 99, even 2001, 3, right to that era. I think that's a good idea. The newer Tritons themselves, you know, they're still, I think they're a good design. I don't think we've gone away from the full design yet of the Triton, but it's just made by, it's made by a big conglomerate group that's stamping them up. So, yeah, that's it. That's what I got, Jordan. What do you think?
If you were a guy in the market for a 90s Triton,
A 90s Triton, yes.
what would be some of the things that you would look for, like potential problems?
Potential problems? Like I said, the dash is going to be broke. It's going to break if it's not broke already. The plastics and stuff. But I think you can find that stuff to replace it. You know what I mean? We've recarpeted a couple of them. There's like nothing wrong underneath there. A lot of times we start pulling carpet up and we find rotting, you know what I mean, in the floors. We don't see any rotting in these boats, so I don't think that's an issue. But I think, like I said, the fit and finish is going to be the issue. You're going to have to find some plastic, some stuff like that. Pumps are going to start to fail. Kind of, some of them, they hoiky-doinkied around in the back with some switching and stuff like that. You may have some switch problems, electrical. Yeah, I mean, that's just, they kind of give me the, like you and I were just talking, if I had to pick today's boat, if I'm going to pick a Skeeter or am I going to pick a Phoenix, and I said Skeeter and you were like shocked.
Yeah. And
I said that because the boat itself, if we put boat by boat, hull by hull, and I had to use a fucking oar, it wouldn't matter to me. But we put a motor on, it still doesn't matter to me. Put trolling motor on, it still doesn't matter. We put electronics on, it still doesn't matter. It comes down to where the consumer can't see, for me. And because I physically have my fucking head, arm, bodies, and everything inside these boats, and there's a lot of bitching when I get inside of a Phoenix about the wiring and how it's laid out and stuff like that. And I know for a fact that Skeeter takes a little bit more pride in that. You know, like their BCM is behind the back, and it's easy to unscrew 4, flip it over, or it's on the side. They do a lot of good things. Granted, they have push button shit, but it's finished correctly. Like when we went to Icon, it's finished correctly. The consumer, I think the biggest thing about boat builders is they hide from where the consumer is not going to see. Because they just say the consumer's never going to go there. It'll be fine. If the guy that's wrenching on it has got to go in there and fix something, well, he's just going to bitch about us and put it back together and fix it. So who cares? Let's just eagle's nest that bitch together and call it a day. That's kind of what I'm saying. Triton did some of that eagle nest stuff, you know. That was part of the problem too. So they may have electrical problems down the road. They did use some of them white fucking connectors in them early boats. Everybody that's worked on boats before knows what I'm talking about, the clear fucking mast connector where the wires rot off. So you're probably running into some of that. So they pre-wired the dash panel, or they rewired the switch panel, had a plug. It was plastic, it's not waterproof. It lays in the bottom of the boat because the wiring harness was too long. And that gets wet, and then it turns to poo-poo. So that's kind of that fit and finish thing. You know, that was like when, like I said, when we went to Icon, that was one of the best things I loved about how they had it all up and in the top cap. I hate zip tied to the top cap. If you do that, I will kick you in the nuts if I ever see you. But putting it inside of a tube, not a fucking tube, a tube. We don't need banjo string tight. We don't need fucking softball down a fucking grape or a softball down a fucking golf ball hole. We need a tube. So shit just flows through it easily. That to me is impressive because that means engineers are taking it to the next level. Now, was Triton like that at the end? I don't know. I don't think so. I still think they're a good boat. They're still building them. Is their website back up or is it still under construction or whatever?
Back up.
It is back up and running? It's working? Well, good. Maybe they aren't going away, but I think they're going away. If they're not going away, congratulations. Good job, but I still feel that there's a market for them, but I feel if they discontinue it, their market share would, I think their feel is their market share would just transfer into a Nitro or a Ranger. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm right a lot of times. So, I don't know. That's what I got, Jordan. Got anything else for me? Keep rattling off these questions. I love questions. I'm a question kind of guy. Did we get much comments on the membership stuff? Maybe people didn't pay attention to that.
Oh, I don't. They're too busy commenting on other stuff.
Yeah, so let's talk about it for a minute. Since we're kind of in a chat here. We're like this is your Andy time to chat.
Yeah.
Jordan and I were thinking about the memberships. Memberships aren't going to be like $100. They're going to be like $1. There'll be tiers, and we're going to run it up to so much. So entry level all the way up to top tier, and your membership will get you a lot as you go up. I mean, we're gonna try to have some Q&As, some stuff like this that you guys will submit your questions, and I'm gonna answer them right live like this, so you'll be able to watch that stuff. And but that's only gonna be to certain people, and that's levels. And there'll be exclusive merch to that stuff. You'll get exclusive behind the scenes video stuff. I know we've had a lot of requests for a day in the life of Andy. And that could be part of that. We could start that stuff. I'm good at turning a GoPro on and strapping it to my life and walking around if that's what we wanted to do. But I think comment on that for us and let us know how you feel about that. We're talking like entry level, like at $2 or something like that a month, and then top tier maybe $20 or something like that a month, and that'll get you. There'll be different tiers of it. So comment on that if you think you'd like that exclusive ability to be behind the scenes, to get Q&As, to get merch, and just be part of the inside of what goes on here. And that's just something we're kicking around. So comment on that, yes or no to the membership stuff. But I think I'd like to fire it up just to see what people think, how they do with it too. Yeah. Anything else, Jordan?
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Merch somewhere around me. Click on it. Make sure you go check it. Go check that merch out. Get on there. You guys are still buying stuff every week. It's amazing. It's crazy. Did we get the performance stuff? It is all figured out, correct? Yep. It's all been shipped and everything? Okay.
Yep.
So the performance stuff is all shipped, which is great. The performance questions I'm behind on, but I'm fucking swamped beyond belief, but that's why we didn't charge you for any of this stuff up front. And we'll get to it, trust me. I'm on the road this weekend, and I got time to sit while I'm at my motel. Basketball tournament this weekend, so I'll be able to sit back, relax, and start kind of I'll sit by the pool and answer some questions, let's put it that way. But we did clarify that we're not able to sell big horsepower, essentially, through the website also. So if you have submitted for big horsepower, just to buy just the loose engine, I cannot sell that, and I won't sell that. I can sell.
You can sell it here.
I can sell it here. You could come here and pick it up.
Come here and get it.
Yeah, you'd have to come here and pick it up, and I'd have to rig it, essentially. I'd have to do one of those deals. But definitely repowers, we can do that, and we'll get on those too. I'll try to get some of those worked out too. I'll just take my book with me this weekend and start doing repower emails and whatever. So I apologize for if you did send in and it was just to buy an engine. I'm not going to even reply to them, just so you know if you did do that. Portables, which are small motors up to 30 horse, I believe. I can sell those and ship those to you. So if you did submit that, you will be getting an estimate on that. But that's it. That's what I got. Make sure you go on that merch and get something. Pick something up. It's summertime. Yeah, pick something up. Summer's coming. Spring is here. Cold water up here still. Still cold up here. We get cold nights, cold air. But we're busy. We are super busy, and that's good. Anything else, Jordan?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
You don't have any more?
Nope.
All that I just said, you ain't got nothing to say.
Nope.
Huh, I must have done good then.
Yeah, I agree with it all.
You do?
Yeah.
I did good then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. As always, let's comment. Make sure you subscribe. Click the little bell that goes ding. That bell don't do that, does it? I mean, it could, right? If you get a notification, it may ding on your phone.
Yeah.
Or it could be.
Yeah.
Could be silent.
Yeah.
Maybe they got it set for like a boat. That'd be tough as shit.
Yeah.
It'd be tough as shit. I mean, that's it. That's what we got. I just feel like sitting here today and talking today, Jordan.
Yeah, that's good.
We don't have nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go home.
Yep.
As always, comment, subscribe, and click notification bell to witness the madness that I hope everybody is soon to say. Speed, money, no brakes. I'm out. See ya.